Hello and welcome everyone to the Verizon Racing League's broadcast of the Bass Pro Shop Series from Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the running of the Lilly Diabetes 75. On the pole for today's race is Eric Almirola, starting from the top position, and alongside him will be Justin Allgaier. Getting ready to get the command of fire engines. We'll get the second race of the round of 35 underway.
Is this on? Drivers, start your engines.
The drivers begin to fire the engine to roll off pit road. Give you the starting lineup. Eric Almirola on pole, and alongside him will be Justin Allgaier in the number 7. Then we have David Starr and Greg Galding in row 2. Then we have 2 eliminated drivers, Brandon Jones and Joey Logano in row 3. Row 4, Cole Custer and Tyler Reddick. And then rounding out the top 10, row 5, J.J. Yaley and Kyle Larson. 11th place, Ryan Reed. 12th is Christopher Bell. Then we have Elliott Sadler and Vinnie Miller. Joe Nemechek and Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain is the defending winner. He won at Nashville Super Speedway, but he is an eliminated driver. So that's sad for that team. If they could have just hung on one more round, they'd be locked into the next one. And then we have Spencer Gallagher, another eliminated driver, alongside Daniel Hemrick in the 21. Josh Bilicki in the 45, and then the 93 of Ryan Sieg round out the top 20. Row 11, Ryan Truex and Brandon Brown. Row 12, Spencer Boyd and Michael Annett. Row 13, Chad Fincham and Chase Elliott. Row 14, Kaz Gralla, and then Jeremy Clemens, another eliminated driver. Then we have Daniel Suarez and Ray Black Jr. Row 16, Austin Cindric and Alex LeBay. Row 17, Josh Williams, Stephen Leake. Row 18, Ryan Ellis, Dylan Lupton. Row 19, Austin Dillon and Matt Tift. And then we have Joey Gase and Garrett Smithley rounding out the field of today's competitors. So it'll be 30 laps here at Indianapolis. The truck race was exciting and action-packed. We'll have to see how this one ends up. Today's race. The pace car gets ready to peel off, and we'll get set to go green flag racing here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Fans are on their feet cheering. The field approaches the restart zone. Up through the gears, green flag is out. We're racing in Indianapolis for the Bass Pro Shop Series. Down at turn 1 already. Eric Almirola pulling out to a sizable lead over the rest of the field. David Starr up to 2nd place as Justin Allgaier falls back to 3rd. Brandon Jones and Cole Custer up the inside lane, making up time. Race down the back straightaway, fanning out 3 and 4 wide. They head down into turn number 3. Brandon Jones now makes a late move on David Starr, forcing the 52 up into the wall. Oh, and we're wrecking! Greg Galding in the inside wall hard. Oh, and back up in front of the field. Michael Annett's around. Now he's flipping. Oh, another wreck. That's the whole field. Oh, there's a lot more cars that missed it than I thought. Still a lot of cars wrecked up down in the corner. Eric Almirola leads them back to the caution flag. Now let's go back and see what happened. It's all going to start right around the 54 of Greg Galding. You can see that he's well out of the groove. This was a problem we had during the truck race. A lot of drivers just could not keep it quite down on the bottom. They were fine if they weren't side by side. Oh, never mind. Galding didn't even hit the wall. Joey Logano just comes up, hits him in the left rear quarter. That's going to send him around. Now we had another crash. This one, I bet Joey Logano is going to come back up. Yeah, that's what it looks like is going to happen here. Oh, never mind. The 15 is going to get into the door of Kyle Larson, sending those two spinning. Ross Chastain involved. Yeah, there's his contact with Kyle Larson, and then here comes the rest of the field. Joey Gase. Not Joey Gase, Jeremy Clemens, excuse me there. And then Daniel Suarez, Alex Labay, Ray Black, all involved. And then more cars. Cascarala, Dylan Lupton. There's Joey Gase getting a piece of it. Don't think Ryan Ellis got any, though. And then, I mean, oh, and then Josh Balicki. Does he go around here? No, he doesn't. He manages to save it, but the 54 of Greg Galding gets turned hard into the inside wall. That's a very, very hard hit. And then right back up in front. Then Michael Annette, I mean, he got the worst of this part of it. You can see gets T-boned by Josh Williams. Well, Ray Black gets turned up the racetrack. That's a hard hit for him. Oh, Alex Labay just got so close to avoiding the wreck, and then it's turned up into Joe Nemechek. Let's go on board with Greg Galding here. He takes a hard hit in the inside wall. You can see he was practically drifting the entire way through the corner, and then he gets run over. And you can see the utter chaos that's happens with the cars behind him. Let's take a look for much deeper in the field with Jeremy Clemens. Gets in it with Joe Nemechek. Let's go from the rear bumper of Kyle Larson. A lot of hard hits right there. Now let's go on board Michael Annette. Perhaps the driver who got the hardest hit of all in this wreck. Hope Michael Annette's alright. That was a very hard hit that he took at the end of that crash. Up and over. Now, take a look on the visor cam of, well, not Brennan Jones, a little too far ahead of that wreck. Well, let's go on board Ross Chastain. I believe he's just gonna barely get through it here. And then, but the last second, it's a hit from Kyle Larson, but then he's able to get it back going. Now we'll take a look at the visor cam. Alex Labay. He just about makes it through. I mean, he's all the way back in 30 seconds, so you'd think that he would be clear to slow down in time. That hit was about as hard as they come there. Hitting the 15, just about making it through. Take a look. Focusing on Daniel Suarez here. Once again, another driver that looked like he would very easily make it through the wreck, and then gets hit on the side door by Jeremy Clemens, and that's all he needed to get spun around. Oh. Back up at the field as they pace and get set to go green flag racing once again. Eric Almirola actually looks like going to come down pit road, as well as Brandon Jones. It's a little strange. Rarely do we see any pit stops. Maybe they had a problem, that car, but that will leave David Starr, leader of this race. It's very interesting there, coming to pit road. Something we don't normally see happen in these races, but they're usually just too short for anyone to really have to come to pit road. Well, we'll send the 98 to the rear of the field, so he's going to be right in the middle of the action throughout the race. Have to keep an eye on Amarola and see if he's able to come back up through the field. As David Starr, as they're coming to the restart, has peeled off the racetrack. For some reason, he has peeled off. Perhaps preparing to come to pit road. But yeah, he is well off the racing surface of the track. Now onto the access road. So obviously he has had some sort of problem. So a lot of problems already out here for a lot of drivers. So that will leave Cole Custer out front. There's the 52, does not get back on the racetrack. Does not look like he's going to. He's maintaining pace speed. Don't know why he is. Oh, now he's in the grass. Yeah, something's definitely wrong with that 52 car for David Starr. Yeah, he is going to come to pit road along with the pace car. So this might mark the end of his race. But Cole Custer going to capitalize on this problem for David Starr, and he'll get to lead the field to the green. Going green with 25 laps still left here in Indianapolis. Saw a caution about every lap or two with the truck race. So we hope we have that trend continue with this one. Down to the back straightaway. JJ Yaley looking to make a move. Christopher Bell, the only driver so far up front, didn't jump out of line. Never mind. Now he's back in line. These cars, you know, they don't have a really high downforce package, but there is still a lot of draft effect they get. Oh, contact as they race for the lead. They gather back up. It seems like that's the trouble spot on the racetrack, turn 3. The cars are just going so fast down that straightaway. Sometimes it's hard to get the cars slowed down. Now they're double file down the front straightaway. As Ryan Reed with the push from Elliott Sadler tried to go to the inside, couldn't make it happen. And the caution flag is out. David Starr is back out on the racetrack. Let's go back and see if we can figure out what happened here. Oh, Eric Almirola was in this one. Oh, he's spinning here. Doesn't look like severe. Oh, it doesn't look as if it's a really severe incident. Just, oh, he gets turned by Austin Cindric and couldn't quite save it. It's going to bring about some damage for the 76. Spencer Boyd. Oh, did he pile drive that 36 come to the caution? Yes, he did. And that's damage for Eric Almirola. Talked about how he came to pit road. Now this puts David Starr right back in this race. Very interesting here. Starr is now right back in this one. Let's go and take a look at all the cars that are out of the race. After that first incident, we have Joe Nemechek, Josh Williams, Dylan. Oh, Cole Custer, pit road, spotted on the side of the camera there, as well as Joey Gase and a few other cars in the back. For as poorly as pitting turned out for Eric Almirola, I would have thought that everybody would just stay out to the end. They definitely can make it on gas. Not sure why a lot of drivers are pitting, but back to the cars eliminated. We have Stephen Leake, Michael Annette, Jeremy Clemens, Daniel Suarez, Ray Black. We'll have to see how that affects the point standings after this race. Yeah, so Cole Custer are going to go all the way to the back. he pits from the front of the field. Not from the lead, but pretty far up. There's a lot of cars still in this race with a lot of damage, though. This leaves J.J. Lilly out front. As they clean up the racetrack and get ready to go back green, we'll accelerate to the restart. Lights still on in the pace car. Yep, now the lights are off. Cleaned up the track and we're getting ready to go back green flag racing when the field gets back around. We'll get them back going again, see if we have another crash. They're able to keep it straight this time. Haven't made it an entire lap without the caution flag coming out so far this race. As soon as they've gone green, the yellow has come out instantly afterwards, so just have to see what happens and if they can keep it any cleaner this time by. So we have J.J. Lilly, already winner this season. Ryan Reed for a win. Elliott Sadler, Christopher Bell, Justin Allgaier. Not for Spencer Gallagher, but for the rest of the cars up front here in the top 10, a win would mean a guaranteed spot in the next round. No drivers locked in because last week's winner was Ross Chastain, who was already eliminated. So tough break for that team. Could have made it one more round, they'd already be locked into the next one. But field rolls around, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Cole Custer has elected to go towards the back of the field to take tires. He'll restart from 27th position. Not sure that was the best call. But David Starr is back on the racetrack. Not sure if they had a tire going down. I mean, he seems to not have really any damage, any mechanical failures so far. Maybe they ran over a piece of debris and cut a tire. Either way, a tough break for that team. They probably would still be up front if not for that problem. This field's all lined up, getting ready to go back green flag racing as they approach the restart zone. The race is back underway here in Indianapolis. 20 laps remain. Heading through turn 1. Everyone single file up front. Now the driver's starting to think about when they're going to make the move on the car in front of them. Spencer Gallagher not wasting any time as he looks to the inside of Allgaier. Allgaier's going to get a big draft pull now. And now the 23 is in jeopardy of losing a spot to the 9. This is the danger spot of the racetrack. Ryan Reed going for it way out of the groove is a 39. There's contact. Oh, and Reed gets turned. This one's setting up to be the whole field right here. Ryan Truex in the air. Huge crash. They're still piling in. And that was the entire field. Somehow, some way, Christopher Bell comes out of the wreck as the leader. Let's go back and see what happened. It's all going to start here with Ryan Reed. We've had a problem with this. A lot of drivers making this move here at the very end of the straightaway. They're getting the final little draft pull, trying to outbrake each other, and 39 just gets so far up the racetrack. Ryan keeps coming up. He catches him in the right rear, and then Elliott Sadler gets pinched up by Christopher Bell, and they're all going to get turned. All three of them are wrecking. Here comes Justin Allgaier getting in it. He's going to get through. Spencer Gallagher gets through. Chase Elliott, but then Ryan Ellis in it. Josh Bilicki, and then look at Ryan Truex. At least 2 car lengths in the air. See Kyle Larson and Vinnie Miller trying to slip by. Brandon Jones gets in it. Ross Chastain. Kaz Gralla, Ty Dillon. Garrett Smithley, and then Cole Custer destroys the 3. Joey Gase flies in here. Matt Tift. There's 78 of Ryan Ellis there. Then David Starr and Alex LeBay. And then Austin Cindric still ARCA breaks into the wreck after it's been going on for a while now. Let's look at some other views of this crash. Let's go on board Justin Allgaier. You can see that's actually pretty significant damage to his race car. A lot of drivers make it through, but a lot of drivers don't. Look on board Ryan Sieg. For Ryan Sieg, there was really no way that he could have made it through. Look at that. Look at some of this in slow motion. Great camera angle here to look at this. There's the contact. With all the smoke in the way, you really can't see where you're going. And then when he spins around, you can see the 11 is way in the air. Then watch the 40 car come screaming through here. Slams in there. 24 sliding in. They're still not done wrecking. On comes Cole Custer. Plows into the 3 and 22. Sends them flying forward. What was left of the field after the first crash is gone after this one. Let's try to go from a little further back in the field. How about we go on board Austin Dillon? How far up in the air the 11 is. Beating around like a ping pong ball. Let's go on board Ryan Truex in 13th. Actually, take a look from the visor cam. That'll be even more brutal. Not sure what exactly he hit. You can see the front end of his race car is completely flattened. Let's take one more look at this. Right there. Oh, the one pinches him into the wall. Not sure why the 40 was going in there so fast. When you're going in at that speed, you have no time to react. Let's take a look on board Cole Custer. This crash. Now, once again, all the way back in the rear. He's got a long time to miss it. Still doesn't. I mean, at those speeds, yeah, he was definitely committed to, you know, just basically flying in there at top speed. We'll look a little more slow-mo from onboard Greg Galding here, but from those speeds, yeah, he was committed to that groove, but I'm not sure why he was going at that speed. That was just unbelievable that he just held the gas down almost until he reached the crash. And then somehow Christopher Bell gets an almost entire straightaway lead coming back to the caution flag. We catch back up. We'll catch back up with the field here, see if anyone pits, and then look at. Oh, and we saw Alex LeBay off the track right there. Most likely coming to pit road. Now we've caught up with the field. The field is getting ready to go back green flag racing. We'll have 15 to go when we do. This has been crash fest here. Look at that. Only 19 cars still in the race. I mean, that's a lot of DNFs we had just from that one incident. Look at that. Alex LeBay, Greg Gaulding, Garrett Smithley, Cole Custer, Joe Logano, Ryan Truex. Chastain was involved in both wrecks. Look at the drivers that are left. Christopher Bell, J.J. Lilly, Tyler Reddick, Justin Allgaier. We have Spencer Gallagher in 5th. Chase Elliott 6th. 7th is Hemrick. 8th is Austin Cindric. 9th, Vinnie Miller. These are drivers that were just involved in that crash and are sitting in the top 10. We have Elliott Sadler and Ryan Reed in the back, but they were in that crash. They were the ones that kind of started it. And I believe we have another car off the racetrack and off pace. It's a 76 of Spencer Boyd. Oh, he's lost an engine under caution. He had that crash earlier that he was in. I thought that that was a lot of damage to be trying to continue a race with. That was a little ambitious to be trying to continue a race with that much damage on your race car. And I guess he couldn't do it. That's a lot of damage to his race car that they're going to have to try to fix if they're going to get back in this race. Or if they were going to get back in the race. Guess they decided that it was better off to just stay out and hope the car would be able to stay with them, and it wasn't quite able to. Tough break for that team as we're going back green flag racing now. Green is out for Christopher Bell and J.J. Yaley. Man, already a move by Spencer Gallagher trying to get underneath of the 7. Couldn't do it there, now he's trying again. Big move by Spencer Gallagher. He'll make a pass underneath the 7. Daniel Hemrick trying to come with him, but now he's got no help on the bottom. How much, well, how low these speeds are here with these cars. They get a huge draft. And it plays a big factor. Oh, they're in the wall. Everybody's able to gather it up. Doesn't look like any crashes throughout the field as we'll make our first lap under green. Christopher Bell leads the field around. And now here comes Spencer Gallagher for 2nd place. Big move to the inside. Side drafting down the front straightaway. And he'll get it. Now he goes for the lead. Oh, there's contact and he crashes. Oh, and the 39 pile drives him. Oh, and they're still wrecking Kyle Larson in this one. They race back to the caution flag. Daniel Hemrick, who was in 5th when they crossed the line, is now the leader, but he's going to crash. Oh, and they're wrecking. Again, Tyler Reddick around. Vinnie Miller's around. They'll all gather it up. What a crash. And Chase Elliott is the leader at the caution flag. What a race we're having. Ryan Reed, a lot of damage to his race car. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. Spencer Gallagher, so fast through this section of the racetrack. You can see he drives it into one, just does not get out of the gas enough. Pinches Bell into the wall. They slide. And then I'm not sure what the 39 was doing here. Gasses it up. Slams into Spencer Gallagher. There on goes Hemrick. And then David Starr's in it. He slams into the 39. Kyle Larson, Elliott Sadler. There's Josh Bilicki getting a lot of damage. And somehow Christopher Bell gets it gathered up and makes up some positions. And then we have yet another crash. as Daniel Hemrick goes from 5th to 1st. Down this really long straightaway, the field gets bunched back together. Then going to the corner, Daniel Hemrick slides up on exit, hits the wall. It looks like they got it saved, but then Reddick right back up the track in front of Vinnie Miller. There's a bit of contact, and that's all they needed to get sent spinning in the middle of the corner. Around they go. A lot of contact there. And we're just barely halfway in this race. Let's take a look at some onboard cameras. Let's go on board. We'll look at the visor cam of Spencer Gallagher. You can hear how late he tried to get out of the gas there. He's hit once. Hit it there again. Then he gets it back going. We can see Kyle Larson. Elliott Sadler's done. Let's go on board Kyle Larson. You can see here he's in 11th place. Well behind the rest of the field. Flies in here. At 160 miles an hour. And then, boom, right into a couple cars. 1652. 98 and 1, all piled in hard at the end of the crash. And that spells the end of Kyle Larson's day. Another tough break for that 42 team. But not sure why they went in there just so fast. There's the wreck, and you can see J.J. Yelly there, he gets back on the gas. He starts to woe it down and then gets back on the throttle, but look at Josh Balicki. See a lot of damage to that race car. I imagine that if they don't park that car, I don't know what else to say. I mean, that thing is destroyed. When you think of a wrecked up race car, that's what comes to mind for me. That thing is utterly destroyed. And then we had the other crash. Vinnie Miller and Tyler Reddick wasn't that bad. They got it back going pretty quickly. As I believe we just saw a car coming to pit road. Daniel Hemrick. Pits out of 2nd place. Other cars coming to pit road. That's understandable. A lot of cars with damage pitting. But Chase Elliott continues to lead the field around under the yellow flag. So looks like we're going to go green next time by, perhaps. So we'll take a look at more cars here as they retired. Josh Balicki, Ryan Reed, Yaley, Larson, David Starr, Spencer Boyd, all out of the race. But Elliott Sadler, Daniel Hemrick, they pitted. We have a lot of cars with damage. I mean, Justin Allgaier involved in a recent wreck. Brandon Brown, Tyler Reddick involved in that last wreck. Christopher Bell wrecked out of the lead and got all the way back up to 6th. So a lot of damage for a lot of these cars. But it doesn't seem to be affecting them. As they get back going, green flag, Chase Elliott has come to pit road. A problem for the 88. Peeled off last second. We're back green flag. Austin Cindric leads the field. Not sure why the 88 pitted. Perhaps the same thing as the 52. Maybe they had some debris on the racetrack and they lost a tire or something. But Brandon Brown with a huge run. Blows by the 60. And here comes Christopher Bell. Oh, they both really overdrove the corner. This is going to be bad. Oh, all of them in the wall. Some sliding. Chase Elliott's now off of pit road. Doesn't seem to have a problem. Maybe he just pitted to avoid the chaos. As Brandon Brown leads the field down the front straightaway. Christopher Bell's about 2 miles an hour faster. Here comes Vinnie Miller. Oh, big slide into the wall. They save it. Bell is sideways. He saves it as well. Cindric is the leader. I don't believe that we have a yellow flag out. I think that NASCAR's ruled they all gathered it up. But there is a problem for the 9 car. We'll try to see what... Oh, right here. And... Oh, yeah, that ruined their race car right there. Oh, there is a yellow out. Vinnie Miller around. Yep, the caution is out. Looks like Chase Elliott's strategy might have worked. Advance to the front of... We had a pass coming to the line. Didn't think we would. But yeah, the 60 gets in the wall, and then Brandon Brown drives around the outside of him. So Brandon Brown leads them at the time of the caution. Don't believe we had any more drivers retire from the race. Let's go back and see if we can find out what happened here with Vinnie Miller. Looks like just another case of a driver driving it in too deep into the corner. And there just wasn't enough room coming off. Justin Allgaier's got to feel pretty mad about that wreck. Oh, well, the 01 just came straight up into him, and then they have it saved. And then on comes Tyler Reddick, making contact with Vinnie Miller, who gathers it back up, but that's the end of the 9's day. A lot of damage to his race car. You can see just how important the draft effect is, though, for Brandon Brown to be able to get back out front after that. Well, so the restart once again. Field paces. We'll see if anyone has any issues or comes to pit road. Doesn't look like it. Oh! So I believe we have missed the green flag in there. Yes, we did. Doesn't look like there was a caution, but Brandon Brown out front. Missed the restart there. Sorry about that. Doesn't look like we've had any problems. Oh, never mind. As I say that, around goes Christopher Bell. He'll save it. Now the caution's out. Oh, they're still wrecking. Oh, Elliott's in it. Oh, and the 98 in the inside wall. Big problems. Brandon Brown out front. Brown was able to maintain the lead through the first lap of the restart. Right as we come back. There was a crash. They battled for the lead. Spencer Gallagher's still in this race with a fast car, but he'll get out dragged by the 7. But like I've said, this a bit too much this race. Let's go back and see what happened. Christopher Bell get another crash while out front. Oh, Brandon Brown just slow on exit, hits the wall, and that's going to turn the number 20 around. And then we have the 21 getting the wall. Gets run into by the 98, and then Elliott slams into Eric Almirola's bumper. Then they got back to the yellow pretty normally here. And that caution will end the race as they are on the last lap. And that means Brandon Brown is your winner and will advance to the next round of this championship season. Rolling off turn 4. He avoided most of the chaos. Came to the front at the end, and Brandon Brown is your winner here at Indianapolis. Second place is the 60th Austin Cindric. Third is Justin Allgaier. Spencer Gallagher recovers for fourth. Fifth is Daniel Hemrick. Sixth, Elliott Sadler. Seventh, Christopher Bell. Eighth is Brandon Jones. Ninth, Ryan Sieg. And 10th, Tyler Reddick. Eric Almirola takes it to pit road, finishing 11th. We'll give you a full look at the rundown of this race. One ended under yellow. Pretty much saw that one coming with as many wrecks as we had up until this point. Congratulations to Brandon Brown for his win at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That will lock him in to the next round of this championship. With 3 more races to go to see who makes it in on points, or who else wins races. See the top 10 in both the race as well as the standings. We have a better look at it here. The wins, we have Brandon Brown in. So here at the bottom we have Matt Tift, Dylan Lupton, Joey Gase, Cole Custer, and Michael Annette. All drivers who wrecked out of that last race, although we had a lot of them. They are outside the cut line behind these drivers. But locked in now is Brandon Brown for the next round. So a long way to go in this championship. Well, next week is the Oral B 75 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. It'll be the 3rd race in the round. Kind of the turning point to see which drivers will really have to do well and what ones can relax. Going to the next 2 races. After Atlanta, we will go to Iowa for the Iowa Corn 50. And then to Chicagoland to end off this round for the Overtons 75. This has been the Verizon Racing League's broadcast of the Bass Pro Shop Series from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll see you next time.